What is up, guys? It is Zach here with Broncos Breakdown. I'm here with Riley. Go ahead and introduce
How's
yourself,
it
Riley.
how's it going? How's it going?
And so we're on to week 2 of the NFL season, and today we have the Broncos versus Colts pregame recap. Oh well, what would you call it? Pregame, just
Preview.
pregame,
It's a preview.
pregame preview. There it is. And so the Denver Broncos are heading to Indianapolis to play the Colts tomorrow at 3:05 Central, 4 Eastern, 2 Mountain Time, 1 o'clock West Pacific Time. So yeah, I mean, we're going to have some good things to talk about today. We're going to have uh, how the Broncos looked last week, what we're feeling now that it's almost a week by, how the Colts are looking, what we're expecting, some up and down stuff, and obviously we'll go through the injury report. And we got some Broncos news about that. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. All right, I just want to get this out the way. I'm not concerned about the Colts. I mean, I'm concerned about the Colts. I'm concerned about any team that the Broncos play. But at the same time, it's like I don't think. Let me put it this way: I don't think the Colts won last week because they just look so much better than the Dolphins. I mean, they did. Obviously, that's why they won. But the Dolphins are just bad. I'm hearing stuff around the NFL about how Mike McDaniel doesn't. He lost his locker room. Players don't want to play for him. That's why Jalen Ramsey wanted out of there. And I think it showed on Sunday. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at if you look at score alone, you see us. You see we played the Titans. You're like, man, we only beat them by 8 points. And then you look at the Colts, and they beat the Dolphins by 32 points. Obviously, Daniel Jones, he showed that he earned that spot as a starting quarterback over Anthony Richardson. But I didn't see anything too spectacular on their offense. What I saw was a Dolphins defense that looked defeated, had a bunch of no names out there that I've never heard of. Um, and then obviously the Dolphins offense, you know, speaks for themselves. Tua with 2 interceptions, a fumble, same stats as Bo Nix. But anyway, um, yeah, no, I just think I didn't see anything spectacular out of the Colts, but I think our defensive line and defense in general is going to be a problem for Daniel Jones. Last year, Anthony Richardson, we saw him use his legs against us, which that kind of made the game a little close. But Daniel Jones ain't going to be running against us, so it's just going to be Jonathan Taylor, and then he's got Michael Pittman and Tyler Warren looked pretty good last week, which I know me and Zach, I know me and you both wanted to draft him potentially. We saw that he was in many of the mock drafts. He was going to go to us, but I'm happy with our pick at Jade Barron. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting off sidetracked. So
That's so good. I mean, yeah, I have to agree with you. Just going back, I'm more concerned about how Bo Nix will respond in this game because he had the slow start in week 1, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. And even last year against the Colts, he had 3 picks. So
yep,
obviously
yeah, he did.
they had some good tape on him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have. I don't be having confidence in like that. Joe Payne as a play caller to be scheming up stuff that would enhance Bo Nix to excel against a team that he struggled with previously. Like I think it would be similar. I don't think we'll see him throw the ball 40 times. It might be like 30, 35 times. But unless they're just leaving dudes wide the fuck open, then we're just gonna be
Yep.
taking shots left and
To
right.
to go off that, I don't know if I touched on this, but from what I saw when I watched the recaps on Colts versus the Dolphins, um, Achan Dolphins running back, he ran all over that defense. I don't know. I think he only had like 70 something yards by the end of the game statistically, but um, he obviously they tried to throw the ball a lot after they were down by 30, so he didn't get as many touches. But if Sean Payton runs the ball more, he uses the 2 running backs that showed a lot of promise last week in J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. He can make Bo Nix's job a lot easier. Therefore, he doesn't have to be put in those situations where he might throw interceptions.
I agree. I agree. And I mean, just going off of that, I mean, the Dolphins look so fucking bad. I mean, with how Tua played and their defense, they gave that dude literally all week to throw the ball. It
Yep.
didn't look. There was like no pressure on no play. Like I know we watched the highlights, which is it's just supposed to show like the highlights of both teams, like the best plays that they had. Like every time I turned around, Daniel Jones was standing back having a picnic with his ex-wife. I don't know if he has an ex-wife, but just strolling through the backfield, having all day to throw. And then the tackling was terrible. The Dolphins, I mean, there was multiple times where a Dolphins defender was twerking on the ground and the wide receiver didn't do anything. He just caught the ball. It's like, what are you doing? You know,
Yep.
I don't think Miami wanted to play that game. I don't think any of the players wanted to play that game, but I'm expecting. Obviously, I expect different things because the pass rush of the Denver Broncos is obviously the best in the NFL. I mean, last year they led the league in sacks, and then this year they retained everybody, quite literally. John Franklin Myers coming back from the injury, he is playing. He will play Sunday. Dre Greenlaw finally. Now we're speaking on the injury report. Though Dre Greenlaw finally, since practicing, I think his first time practicing since training camp had ended was Friday yesterday. He did practice. I think it was limited, but I mean, that's a good sign. Riley and I talked about it, and we were just, I mean, if he didn't play in this game, we were like, you got to be ready for the Colts game. Like, there's no, I mean, the dude has literally not done anything. He got hurt working out, and then all of a sudden he has a quad injury. So it's just like, maybe that guy is just really, and that's, that's why the 49ers let him. I mean, well, the 49ers didn't even want him to walk. They came back and said, hey, they tried to get him back, but like, there's a reason why we got him for 3 years, like $33 million. I mean, if he is a healthy linebacker, he's he's making what like Fred Warner makes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't. Again, these are comments that I saw on a post when people saw that Dre Greenlaw was practicing limited. So I don't know what they know, but I was telling Zach that if he could be back for the LA game, I mean that's really when we need him, because that's going to be our first true test, at least on paper, so far this season. But I did see people saying that they're expecting him maybe in the Bengals game, or I don't remember who we play first, Bengals and then Eagles, or is it Eagles then Bengals? Do you know?
Bengals and Eagles.
But yeah, they were like, well, he might play Bengals game, but so far right now it's looking like he will play an Eagles game. I don't know where they heard that information from. I haven't done any fact checking on that. Yes. So I don't know if they're planning on him playing limited for 2-3 weeks before he finally shows up, or what.
Honestly, I mean, that's a good point, but I honestly believe in that. I mean, could he have practice this week? Like Sean Payton, they said they're just being ultra careful with him. Like, could he have practice earlier in this week? He could have, but with how he's been injury prone on this team, it's kind of like, well, I mean, let's just go ahead and wait until you feel like a couple of days you're not feeling anything, and then we'll practice. So I think that's what kind, because I don't think they practiced Monday. They had Monday off, or was it Tuesday? But like Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So he didn't do Monday, didn't do Tuesday, didn't do Wednesday, and then had didn't do Thursday, did limited Friday, and that's rare. Like where a player doesn't practice all week except for Friday, then plays in the game, especially if he's in limited practice. But I mean, yeah, that I don't know where they get that information from. Me personally, it's like if you're practicing yesterday and then you don't play in the game, you're not doing anything, and like we got to wait and see next week maybe, and you practice all next week, there's no reason for him not to be in the Chargers game ready to go.
The only reason I could think is like, since he hasn't practiced, maybe he just needs to, maybe he doesn't have enough experience with our schemes, but he's an experienced linebacker, so I don't think that would be the case. I think he could pick up on him just fine, especially because he's been at practice probably watching, I would assume. I don't know. Right. I mean, he's probably been studying the playbook, so it's like,
I mean, if you're not practicing, you better be, and your face better be in that
he better be doing something. Yeah.
So, but even going on forth with that, let me just go ahead and look it up. Dre Greenlaw is just, we could go all day. We can go all day about Dre Greenlaw, because it's just like it's such an important piece to that linebacker room, because we know like, you know what I'm saying? We know how significant he is to that defense.
Yes. Yeah.
In order for us to get to where we think we can go,
he can be that next step up for our defense.
Yes, exactly. So, but moving on. So yes, they didn't practice Monday. They had off Tuesday, and then Wednesday was the first day. And Evan Ingram. So let's just start with that. Evan Ingram was limited Wednesday with this calf, but then Thursday and Friday he was full participant, and he is playing Sunday. John Franklin Myers, which was nice to see him back. He didn't practice Wednesday. I mean, when the Wednesday one came out, I was like, damn, we're still going to be out of John Franklin. But then Thursday and Friday, full participant. He will be playing Sunday. And Alex Singleton's, dude, this dude played the entire game on a torn ACL, and you're telling me a thumb? Like, don't even put this on the injury report. Like, come on. Really? And then the big news is that Nate Atkins is a tight end. He plays a good part in the scheme because he's kind of like almost kind of like a fullback tight end
Yeah, yeah.
hybrid. He does good
Yep.
blocking, but he did return to practice, limited, but he's not playing. And then of course Dre Greenlaw did not practice, limited practice, and is out. So we're gonna be literally everyone but two guys not playing.
Can't
And
can't
that's all you
complain about
guys
that,
want. You
man.
know, because you look at the 49ers and holy dude, where did these Andrew turf toe for Brock
Yeah.
Purdy? Where did that come from? Why did
Wouldn't
how
want to
did
have him in fantasy.
how do you play like how do you play knowing if his turf toe is that bad, keeping him out 2 to 5 weeks? How did he play Sunday? And how did he not show up on the injury report?
Right. I don't know. I don't know.
And then George Kittle, like, dude, and
Yep.
it would be worse if Dre Greenlaw was still on that team and he wasn't playing. So
Yeah, I feel like we've been pretty blessed with
Juwan
injuries. Like,
Jennings,
obviously last year, Alex Singleton was out, but I think me and you both agree that that wasn't much of a loss for us. We didn't really see
with
what he
how they
added to the
returned,
game
yeah.
other than run stopping. Yeah, so other than that, I mean, we really haven't had any major significant injuries with our superstars. So fingers crossed, knock on wood that this season continues that way. But
True. I mean, you just look at the difference here. Look at the Colts. I mean, yes, the Colts only got. I mean, I don't know. Questionable. I don't know. I'm not a Colts fan, so Latu. I mean, you guys have to. Oh. Let's just look at it. So, if you look at Jalen Jones, their cornerback, I don't know if he's a starting quarterback, backup cornerback.
both are two cornerbacks are out.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Travarius Ward out concussion. But if you look at Jalen Jones, he didn't play. He didn't do Wednesday. He didn't do Thursday. He didn't do Friday. He's out. But then you look at Latu, and he had limited practice on Wednesday, but then didn't play Thursday. Did not participate. I mean, didn't participate Thursday, Friday, and he's questionable. I don't think he's playing. Now, if you sit here and look at Tyler Goodson, limited full participant, he's questionable. I think in my eyes, that looks like he will play. And then DeForest Buckner is just confusing because injury is NIR rest. I don't know what that means. He didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, and then did not participate Friday, and he's playing Sunday. I don't get that. Me personally, I don't get it. But like I said, so I mean, even if you just sit here and look at it, it's the Colts have after 1 week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on their injury report, and we have 5. And 2 of them, 3 of them aren't even like Alex Singleton, Nate Atkins, John Franklin Myers. Now those guys are crucial, but like John Franklin Myers, we got Zach Allen, we got Jonathan Cooper, Nick Benito, DJ Jones. So it's not. I don't even think John Franklin Myers starts on our defense, but he's a good second squad type. He's a good guy to have in that secondary group that comes in. That is just.
Yeah, he'll give him a break. He'll give the starters a break.
Yeah, and even with the Colts, but like Michael Pittman's on there. With a glute injury, that's his butt cheek. What is his wife shitting his ass or something?
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of guys on here that are 1, 2, 3, 4, apparently 5 guys on here that have an issue but are playing. I don't know. So, yeah. Now let's get to the offensive side. I think this is a big week. I think this week will tell of how we're going to move the ball and how we're going to look on offense. Because I don't believe in second season flukes, especially under Sean Payton. I mean, if Bo Nix comes out and kind of like, I love Bo Nix. I want him to succeed so bad. But if he comes out and has like another 25 or 40 game, okay, maybe he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We're going to sit back and we're going to say, oh, okay, so we've seen his peak then. We know his peak. His peak was not saying
week 5 on.
Yeah, from last year was week 5 on. That's how. Now, can he consistently be around that area? That would be the main question. And if he can stay around, like if he can consistently be around that area for a full season, that's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
I mean, and you consider the fact that he didn't have a passing touchdown for the first 4 games last year.
Yes.
Or 3 games. And then, obviously he had a few games with a lot of interceptions. So like if he has games like last game, he's not going to finish the season with great stats. And then you also have to add in anomalies. Like he threw 4 against a Chiefs second strings. But he's going to have those games where he's forced to step up. like against
Right.
Cincinnati, Philadelphia, even the Chiefs on Christmas. And those are the games where I think he shines. I think sometimes, we look at, oh, we're playing a shitty team. And, they're still NFL players. They're still
Right.
top level players. But when he's playing against a team that he knows is elite, and because he sees the noise, he hears the noise, he sees everything on social media, I think it forces him to step up. And I think that's when we'll see second year Bo Nix truly what he's made of.
I and I agree because I mean getting that Bo Nix from like how he was last year from week 5 on, like I said, that's not a bad quarterback. That's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And having a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, I mean, as you've seen, you don't need a top 3 quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Nope.
I mean, look at Jalen Hurts,
Peyton Manning, 2015.
Peyton
He was
Manning.
not top 10.
Exactly. So it's like the question is, can you get Bo Nix to be consistently around his peak? And I think that's what we're going to find out. I think we know his peak. Like I said, his peak is not a lot of turnovers, but he can get you 2 or 3 pass touchdowns a game.
Yep.
And whenever he struggles, it's really bad. Colts game, the Browns game. I mean, I know he had that pass. I mean, the Colts game last year, he had like 189 passing yards or something like that, around 200 passes, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. Even the Browns game, he did have that pass to Marvin Mims, but he will. I mean, before that point, he had 2 picks, no touchdowns. So
Yeah.
we just need Sean Payton to be able to get him. Look, you don't need to be Patrick Mahomes. You don't need to be all this arm slot stuff that they're talking about. Like, why is he out here throwing sidearm? You need your quarterback to do that. That's what you want to see. That's progression. Like, we need a quarterback, especially in this division, that's going to go out there and that can sidearm sling a ball from an arm slot that's basically at his hips to get a first down. You need, because if you don't, you're going to lose. Patrick Mahomes will do that with Justin Herbert. I mean, look at him. So, I mean, I'm expecting Bo Nix to have a way better game than he did last week. And then just, that's his thing. Whenever he gets going, he gets going.
Yep.
And I want to see the run defense, Brad. Like, I love when they throw the ball. I love Bo Nix. When you have a great quarterback, you just want to see him sling that thing. In a perfect world, even though these teams are ass, you can't sit here and go, oh, he did good against a bad team. Okay, but if he was bad, like you say you are, he wouldn't be good against the bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
He's good against the bad teams because he's a good quarterback. And then what does he look like against the good teams? He competes. Now, there's a reason why the Patrick Mahomes make $500 million. There's a reason why Josh Allen do, Lamar Jackson do. Those are very few guys that we will ever see in this game whenever they're going against someone else and they still look like a superstar. I think that's not every team gets that.
Nope.
That is very like once in a lifetime type of deal. Like you get a Patrick Mahomes, you get a Josh Allen. The Chiefs are never going to get that again. These Chiefs fans right now in their lifetime, they're not going to get another Patrick Mahomes. The Packers is the only team that I think I've ever, from Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers to freaking Jordan Love. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they've had a good run, but teams like the Chargers, the Chargers did too. They had Drew Brees, but he was all right. But Phillip Rivers to Justin Herbert. But I mean, it's just tough, man. It's tough, and we'll get into predictions later. But I need the running game to also do their thing.
Yep.
Like I want us to run the ball down these guys' throats. I need that.
I do too, but I also think that based off what we saw last week from both teams and who they played, Bo Nix, I think will have more time to stand in that pocket and feel more comfortable because our offensive line didn't look the greatest last week. But you also have to think, who do the Titans have on that defensive line? Simmons.
They got a really
and that boy
they got
and that
Montez
boy.
Sweat. They got Jeffrey Simmons. Like,
Do you want to get hit by him? Fuck no, I don't want to get hit by him either.
And that's the thing too.
So,
they got a really good defensive line.
And then you look at the Colts defensive line. Sure, they had a forced fumble on Tua, but again, the Dolphins' offensive line also looked horrible. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, like who does their defense wasn't breaking through. Like, yeah, I think Bo Nix will have more time. He won't be throwing off his back foot. He won't be making stupid throws. I think it'll be better.
Yes. And like I said, they did last year. They schemed against him well, but it still wasn't enough. But we also got
Well, that
lucky
boy
last
Nick
year because,
Benito with that pick six.
well, I'll give that. That was more of like a PJ Luck and Jonathan Taylor fucking up type thing. Because PJ, I mean, Jonathan Taylor had a 70-yard run and then just dropped the ball before the end. So, I mean, so you know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't get that lucky again, but it's going to be a great game. And
Yep.
I guess now we can go into predictions. And since it's Saturday, I don't mind getting into the specifics. We can try to pinpoint some stuff. Like Nick Benito, I think he gets at least a sack and a half. Zach Allen, I think he gets a sack. Shoot, and I think Jonathan Cooper might get one. I think we finished last week. We finished with 6 sacks. This week, I think we finished with 4. I think we run for 130 yards. I think you can mark it up that both running backs get around 7 yards rushing. And Bo Nix, I say he throws for between 250 and 280, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's almost 400 yards of offense.
You got to throw a pick in there, or no? You're gonna say no picks?
No. He. If we even go back to last year, he didn't have multiple other than besides the first 4 games. After that, after week 4, I don't think he ever had multiple games where he threw pick in consecutive games. I don't think. I'm trying to remember and sit here and think. Was it literally all his picks? His first 4 came in the first 4 weeks. 3 of them came against the Colts, and then 2 came
the Colts wasn't the first 4 games.
No, 4 of them. He threw 4 in the first 4 weeks. 3 of them, that's 4, and then he threw 3 against the Colts, and then he threw
and then 2 against the Browns,
and then 2 against the Browns. That's 9 right there.
And he had 12 total. So yeah.
And he had so you see what I'm saying? There's not a lot of games there isn't consecutive games where he's throwing picks. So for me,
2 touchdowns, no picks. All right, I like it.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna also say I think he gets 40 to 50 rushing yards this game.
Oh,
which
you think he runs?
I think there's going to be several times where the coaching staff's going to say, "Hey, look at this film, Bo. You sat here for way too long when something wasn't open, and obviously you threw 2 picks, but look at this hole and look at this hole," and they'll be like, "You have the legs to do it." And so I think he's going to look a little bit more for those opportunities. And obviously once he gets 30, 40 yards, the Colts defense maybe changes up what they're doing, and they have a QB spy, and so maybe he doesn't run as much. But yeah, I think he might use his legs a little bit more here.
I like that. And see, dude, his QBR, his QBR is going to be cooked if he doesn't turn around this game. So last year he threw 2 in the first and second game. Then he went 3 games without an interception. 3 games. And then he threw 1 against the Chargers. He went 2 games without throwing an interception, threw 1 against the Ravens, and then went another 3 games without throwing an interception. He threw 2 against the Cleveland Browns and then 3 against Colts. So in 2 weeks, he threw 5 picks. And then after that,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, and then after that, he didn't throw one until the Bengals game, and then he didn't throw one against the Chiefs, and then he didn't throw one. He didn't throw one against the Bills. So I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 weeks out of a 17-week year, he didn't throw an interception.
That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's just that you can't have games with 2 or more picks. You just can't.
I mean, if we take his QBR from week 5, how was his QBR against? Look, this is what I don't understand. What the fuck is this QBR rating shit? How do they determine this shit? Because I'm sitting here looking against the Raiders last year. He went 19 for 27, 200 yards, 7.6 average, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and his QBR was 17. How the hell?
Are you reading that right? Because I don't think that's
right. Dude, I will share my screen right now. How is this possible? This is why I don't believe in this fucking QBR shit. Look at this. How does he have? He got sacked 3 times, yes, but 17. But he goes and plays the Saints and doesn't throw an interception or touchdowns, has less passing yards, and then has a 77 QBR.
Yeah, that's weird because week 1 this year, he just threw 1 touchdown, 2 picks. His QBR was 60.
26. His rating was 60. Look his rating last year. I mean, he had a lot of games last year where his rating's over 100, 117, 124, 115, 145.
Okay, yeah, then I don't understand the QBR either.
I don't what? And if we come to this year, this is even this, he had more than 7.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense to me. We won't even get into it. But Yes, I think Bo Nix between 250, 280, 2 touchdowns, no picks. RJ Harvey, I think he gets around 60 rushing yards. JK around 70. Cortland Sutton, I think he maybe gets 80. And, I think we see a lot of Troy Franklin too. I think he gets 80. And you can sprinkle in there Evan Ingram, Pat Bryant, Marvin Mims. Sacks, I already said, I think Nick Benito, uh, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, and then, yeah, we'll just go on from there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into tackles. I don't. Too fun, Brad.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. Excited, and then we'll hit you guys with a post game recap shortly after the game ends. So we'll talk about it. Fingers crossed, the Broncos start up season 2-0.
Oh, baby.
Then roll into LA. Are we rolling into LA or rolling into Mile High?
I believe it is in LA.
Okay, so we'll roll into LA with some confidence in our belts, and hopefully get some fucking revenge after we went 0-2 against them last year, which there was absolutely no reason we should have lost both of those games. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, guys. Well, tune in tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Peace.